Our next CrowdProperty.com funding opportunity is the Greyhound Hotel, 131 Willow Street in Oswestry, SY11 1AJ. Now, CrowdProperty is a peer-to-peer lending platform designed to facilitate loans between private individuals and professional property businesses. CrowdProperty is authorised and regulated by the Financial Conduct Authority under permission number 723959. CrowdProperty is not covered by the Financial Services Compensation Scheme. There are risks with any loans you make, and just like all peer-to-peer lending, your capital is at risk. CrowdProperty endeavours to protect all lenders. This is done by registering the legal first charge against the property project. This means that in the very unlikely event a borrower defaults on the loan, CrowdProperty will be able to take ownership of the project and manage it for the lenders. Now, the borrower on this project is Oswestry Holdings Limited. Their company registration number is 130-99928. They incorporated in December 2020, and there's one director and shareholder who is Louis O'Shea, who joins us on this webinar. Welcome along. Tell us a bit more about you and your background.
My background, I'm a quantity surveyor by trade, and I've also got my own construction company. I've been in the construction industry for the last 5 to 6 years, and I have a varied sort of construction experience working for both client and contracting sides.
Now, this project is a bridging loan facility of £280,000. That's going towards the purchase of the property, which has residential planning consent in place. It's a single phase loan, and the loan is for a total term of up to 12 months. Interest is going to be retained, and investors will receive monthly interest at the equivalent rate of 7.5% per annum. Let's start off with finding out a little bit more about the local area of Oswestry.
Yes, Oswestry is a market town. It's in West Shropshire. It's about 10-15 minutes away from Shrewsbury. The property itself is based to the northwest of the town centre on Willow Street. Basically, it's a closed public house with 2 vacant cottages. The property is fairly flat, and it's got planning permission for an additional 3 townhouses to the rear.
Now, planning permission was granted by Shropshire Council. Their planning reference 19/05007/FUL and 10/04854/OUT. Full planning granted for change of use of the ground floor and conversion of the former public house to become 5 residential dwellings with a 2-storey rear extension and parking and amenity space as well. Outline planning granted for the outline application to include access and parking for the residential development. This loan will assist with the purchase of the property whilst full planning is obtained for the development. The project will be first charge secured, and the exit strategy is to move on to development funding. Here's the location plan. On the left-hand side, you can see we're in Shropshire and we're at Oswestry, which is the town where this project is. On the right-hand side, you can see a bit closer detail as to where exactly in Oswestry this property is located. It's located in the northwest of the town centre in Oswestry, which is the 3rd largest town in Shropshire. Lots of local schools and railway stations as well nearby. So let's start off then by how you came across this project then, Louis.
We're currently completing a project which we've obviously secured funding from yourselves in Ryton's Levenstown, which is about 5-10 minutes away from Oswestry. We were sent this property from one of the agents that we use in the local vicinity, and we obviously thought it was of interest. So the development himself was an interesting one, and we obviously chose to try and secure the land because obviously it contains an element of new build and conversion works.
I've got some photos of how it looks currently. That's the street scene. Talk us through which is which.
So basically, moving from left to right, the property is based on Willow Street. We are currently looking to convert the left-hand dwelling and split that into 2 3-bed dwellings. The main hotel itself was obviously the right-hand side with the public entrance underneath the 2 lanterns. That again is going to be split into 2 more dwellings. To the right hand side of that, you can see the front door just under the side, the Greyhound mural on top. That there is one of the cottages, and as you go around the corner of the street, you've got the side entrance there in the blue to the 2nd dwelling, which is a cottage.
And then this is the car park at the rear.
That's correct. So this currently has outline planning for 3 new dwellings. We've submitted plans for 3 new townhouses, 3 bedrooms, which is currently underway.
Post elevations are as such, and I'm guessing you're going to leave it with the same structure it's currently got.
That's correct. The existing structure will be retained, and just obviously remedial works will be completed where required.
Now, I know this is a bridging loan facility. You're going to move on to a development loan facility later on, but who do you picture will be the people having these properties from you later?
From the market research we've conducted, and obviously from information that we've received from the local agents, they're basically for small starter homes for the local people.
And you've got other projects that you've got on the go. I know there's an existing project which you talked to us about a little bit earlier, and this is that project. How's it going?
Yeah, it's not going too bad. Obviously, the weather's getting a bit better now, so progression is obviously moving on. We're still anticipated to be ahead of programme, and we're looking to complete within the next 2 to 3 months.
And I've got some case studies I'd like you to talk through of things you worked on previously.
Yeah, so this was a residential development that we completed for a national care provider. Basically, it's in the grounds of an existing care home, and they obtained planning permission for a new build block of apartments. There's 4 new apartments in which have been provided for users for independent living, with obviously a space for a carer to live in. We started the project in November 2019, and we was able to complete the project in 2020.
So let's return back to this project then, the Greyhound Hotel in Oswestry. It's a single phase raised facility totaling £280,000. Interest is retained. The lenders are going to be received that being paid monthly. RICS have verified the current market value to be £430,000. Initial gross day one drawdown is £280,000. Initial loan to value being 65.1%. RICS have verified the GDV to be £430,000. And the loan to gross development value, excluding and including the interest because it's paid monthly, is 65.1% as well. The maximum loan period is for up to 12 months. The exit strategy is to move on to a development loan, and investors on this project will get 7.5% per annum interest. It's paid monthly. It will be first charge secured against the property project. So your next steps are to make sure that you understand the loan and carry out your own due diligence, decide how much you would like to lend, and then visit CrowdProperty.com to pledge on launch. The necessary anti-money laundering checks will be carried out, and then you'll be invited to send your funds to your own online e-wallet, and you'll start earning interest on completion of the loan agreement. So this is a bridging loan for up to 12 months, paying investors monthly at the equivalent rate of 7.5% per annum interest. It's at the project called the Greyhound Hotel, 131 Willow Street in Oswestry, SY11 1AJ. Thank you for watching this CrowdProperty.com funding opportunity. We look forward to you joining us again soon for more funding opportunities back here at CrowdProperty.com.